I want to start off the show, Shawn. We've talked about this before, but there's discussions of the Mortgage Debt Relief Act coming back and helping homeowners who are underwater, they're looking to short sale and avoid that tax, those tax complications. It's not passed yet, but it sounds like there's some discussions that it may.
Yeah, there's some momentum now to bringing that act back, and not to get too technical with it, but what we're talking about is for someone who does a short sale or a foreclosure and the bank waives the debt, the IRS comes in and says, well, since the bank waived the debt, the borrower got a benefit. And anytime the borrower benefits, anytime somebody benefits, Uncle Sam,
It's time to pay. It's time to stroke a check.
Right. So there was a law, the Mortgage Debt Relief Act, that said, well, if you do a short sale on your primary residence and you have forgiveness of debt income, you have that waiver of deficiency and forgiveness of debt income, the IRS will exclude that as income. And what I typically explain to clients is you'll get the 1099. It doesn't mean you don't get a 1099, but then you file another form. It's Form 982, and Form 982 says I don't have to pay tax on this money. Well, the Mortgage Debt Relief Act expired December 31st of 2014. Actually, it expired a couple times. It was extended at the end of 2014, the last 2 weeks of 2014. So it was a law that was in effect for 2 weeks, basically.
Right. Happy year there. Hey, you got 2
Merry
weeks to short sell your property. Good job. Like
Merry
you could pull it, and we actually had people calling us about that, and it was like, look, I know it looks like it's a new law, but you're not going to get a short sale done in 14 days. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do for you.
And what it really was to do was to protect all those people that had done a short sale in 2014, because the law was retroactive to January 1. Well, in February of this year, it was reintroduced in the House of Representatives. It was reintroduced, and it would basically extend the Mortgage Debt Relief Act through the end of 2016. So any short sales this year, any foreclosures this year, any short sales or foreclosures next year, if the law is passed and it's a primary residence and the loan was used to buy or improve the house, then that income would be gone.
And so we think there's a relatively decent chance of it passing. It hasn't passed yet, so no one can really take action on it yet, but we think there's decent enough momentum that it could pass.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest fear is at some point we're going to have to pay down the deficit, and you do that with tax revenue.
Right, which means they're going to have to get it from somewhere, and some of the stuff is going to go the other direction, obviously.
And at some point, Congress is going to say, well, the economy's recovered enough. We're out of that mess. At some point, those two things are going to happen. But for now, it looks like it could be
we may get one more stroke of luck here for the people. So again, if you're thinking about short selling your property, that's something that could be to your advantage, and just pay attention to the news. Certainly contact Shawn. He'll stay up to date on all of it and keep us updated on the show.